bear with me as I try to explain and show you some of the documents I found. I will leave links below in the description, but I'm just going to skip through some of these. Now, it doesn't say in plain view that, hey, we're going to burn your properties down in California and all that, but they kind of do. But they disguise it as that they're trying to help, their project plans of building other things and running this Caltrans through areas that, they're going to build the Caltrans, the railway system. It has stuff to do with this, I guess, and they talk about, in different documents I have here, they talk about the project map. They give lists of different cities and towns, and they basically consider the trees as assets, mostly, and the nature, and then their government buildings and certain businesses, and then they put the residents and their properties last on the asset list, not even really considering them assets or anything, but they want to play like they're concerned about people when they're not. So, but what they're doing is they're going around first, having the county workers clear areas just in case of fire. It's the fire preparedness plans they got, and then they go in right afterwards and burn it. So they have residents and county workers and everybody cleaning out, cleaning brush and trimming trees and cleaning out ditches and all this stuff to prepare for fires, and then they do the fires, and they trim them and everything. They trim the trees and clear the brush and stuff to make sure that the fire stays within certain boundaries, because they have it down to a science. Okay, they have it down to a T that to leave certain trees and stuff. Now, some mountainsides they've cleared in the fire, burning down all the trees or whatever, because they wanted to. And other areas, now, if they accidentally burn more than what they had planned, then they do whatever to immediately take care of that. I've seen nothing but a lot of standing around by emergency workers, a lot of confusion, chaos. I've seen where they put down trees and power lines in areas that don't even have a fire or a storm or anything, blocking people on mountains in the fire. I've seen videos on, these firemen not have a stitch of dirt on them, and they're doing interviews with the TV camera people, and guys in the background with other TV crews, and people waving to the camera or walking by trying to be seen on the camera and stuff like that. But anyway, the trash cans that haven't been burned, that's because they don't want to replace those county trash cans. So I guess that's an asset too. But the trees are assets and stuff. The way they go about saying it in here, like I said, it's not in plain view, but some of it is. Some of it will talk about, I'm going to have about 4 or 5 documents put in the description, but you have to have an open mind to read through this and see that they even are writing up new regulations and laws or whatever to make sure people don't rebuild, deter people from trying to fight them on getting their property back. If they were for the people at all, these people wouldn't be losing their properties. If they had any compassion at all, they wouldn't be taking people's properties and stuff like this. But this is all a plan for the high-speed rail system, the transmission lines, the charging stations for the new cars, because they want to cut down emissions and get you out of your cars into electric cars. So you're not an asset. People are not an asset. They don't mind destroying your shit. And they have all the workers believing that they're trying to prevent fires, trying to prevent extra fueling of fires with the brush and the trees and all this. But if you're considered a low asset, like in debt or low income areas, stuff like that, they'll take you out. Or you're in over your head on your home, stuff like that, they'll take you out. But they don't care if you're in the way. Their concern is to rebuild or conserve the land, nature, mining, mining for gold or whatever resources are in your mountains, stuff like that. So it covers all that stuff in a bunch of rabbit hole reading, but they make it out like they're doing projects to help everybody in this, that, and the other, but they're really not. And it does show, let me see if I can find exact wording. I mean, it's a lot of reading. I've been skipping through them and find things here and there that it's like, damn, they're, really on it. I know they got people from prison working. There's like 5 or so crews of 15 each of prisoners that help on disasters or whatever, and so they're out there doing whatever, but they could be easily doing their dirty work for them, and of course they got other ways to cause fires, start fires with the drone flamethrowers, the helicopter heli torches, all kinds of ways. So, but their intent is they've had plans for those lands for a long, long time. They've had plans. And yes, the stuff is going to match up to, the maps will match up to the burn areas of what they're planning. A lot of this is, this is all your government in California. But yeah, they don't want you to fight back or anything. They want to make sure they get you rock bottom. Because for them to try to take your land, legally, it's going to take a long time, if ever. They're not going to get your land because you don't want to give it to them or sell it to them or anything like that. So they're going to take it. Electric charging stations. They got a goal to get everybody out of their cars by 2025. There's some stuff that says that. There's stuff talking about the big companies making sure that certain legal mumbo-jumbo is written up to where, if your well don't pump out a certain amount of water a minute for firemen to put out a fire if there was one, or just all kinds of weird stuff. I bet you about the emissions and all this stuff. Now, I'm not totally in order right here, but all these documents are really long, and you have to read through them with an open mind, knowing that these are all plans for the future. See, here's that by 2025. Emissions would be reduced by 13 million metric tons and whatever. Now let me see if I can show you the list. This is some of the listings. Possible Caltrans site with 15-mile radius, planned CEC site with 15-mile radius, existing site, all this stuff, and they're in these documents of, what they're going to put where, pretty much, and all that. Their plans they've drawn up for years about your land. And, let me, hang on a second, I'm going to try to find something here. I was looking for something else, but this shows you, it says noxious weeds are an invasive pest, be eradicated. They want to get rid of certain trees or keep certain trees or whatever. I know there's talk about them doing the redwood trees. Isn't that those one trees up in Northern California, the super tall ancient trees? I don't know, I can't remember. But they have plans all over the place. Your town is next. If they're out there acting like they're working, cleaning brush and trimming trees and all that, get prepared. They're fixing to do something to you. You know, more than likely a fire out there. But also afterwards, they plan on washing it out. They plan on flooding it out, mudslide, whatever happens, happens, to clean the slate for them to do whatever. What else was I going to say? But you're a low income or low asset, and low, last on their list. There's so much, I can't even tell you all of it, but weeds are a good thing, I can tell you that. But reduction of fuels adjacent to roads. Okay, so when people have seen where there's nothing but a straight fire line, like how can a fire be in a straight line and all that? Yeah, that's all done by intent. Oh, here's some names. Okay, these are the keys at the bottom of this. I'll leave the link. This one's the CD data fire, whatever. But I'll leave the link below. Active. A is for active, P is for planning, C is for completed, O is for ongoing, and M is for maintenance. And these are the list of places. I'm going from the bottom of this list up. And you can see what they have to say, active or whatever, ongoing, there's a date on that. What was P? Planning. Planning in 2019, Vista Verde, Los Trancos, fuel reduction. Now, I honestly, a lot of these places, they just go right in afterwards and burn. You see the dates and estimated completion year, project type. I think these are the ones that are the burn ones. I can't remember. It could be friggin' all of them. I'm not going to get into all the super details of it, and they make it look like they're just doing their job and this is what they do, cleaning up the county, preventing, you know, whatever. But they plan on washing you out in the future. It also discusses that, you know, they manipulate the weather to do that. They just say it in a different way, but basically saying that, you know, it's manipulated. Indian Trails, fuel reduction, 2013. I don't know if, you know, I'd have to look up each and every one of these individually. This one's ongoing. San Mateo County. Of course, they're still having fires right now, aren't they? Today is 11/17/2018. These are all completed, so I'm wondering whatever they did there, if it's been if there was any fires there or not. It just depends on their little key code and project number. A lot of these you can probably copy and paste and do a search and find them. There's my husband in there. Cal Fire. Laid out goals for the battalion to accomplish. Oh, the battalion. Hang on a second. Alright, well, this document, I believe, talks about those guys from prison that they use. Can't remember the name of it or whatever. But, yeah, there's so much I can't even begin to tell you, so you just have to go through and skim through them and read them. Put 2 and 2 together with the mapping. I should have the other mapping of their plans, but those are easy to find. There's enough truthers out there to put this shit together. I'm just going to give you some key things to mess with, and whenever you see certain things, I mean, you can copy and paste and search. Burn, that's during their cleanup. Trying to find Or they're really blunt about certain things. Oh, there's Cal Fire staffs. Okay, been this is nearly full. Ben Lomond Camp is located there. This is talking about the prisoners. Using 5 fire crews year-round. 15 persons in each crew. And, you know, it's Rehabilitation Department of Corrections, you know. But, here's some projects. These are complete. Oh, I was looking at that page already, wasn't I? Potential plan projects. You notice they are not going to mess up any of their assets that they want to keep unless they want to rebuild them. That's one of the keys. If they want to rebuild a certain asset, then they're going to get rid of it, but they'll clean it up first, trying to make sure it don't get out of hand and all that. But they got plans. And they're going to make it look like they're doing something when, you know. But I do find it funny that a lot of old cars are making it through the fire, where the newer cars are not, and the newer cars are looking like they're catching on fire from the dash out. I've noticed. So they could be sparking these fires with the smart meter, because the smart meter does pop your appliances. Even Edward Snowden said that it can pop anything in your house and do whatever. Okay, I'm sure they could probably do way more than I don't even want to get into. But now I know they do it to us. You know, they mess up our appliances or anything just to get us to update it. You know, buy more. And they are rebuilding from these California fires. They're rebuilding apartment complexes, stacking packs and stuff out of particle board 2x4s, which burn real quick. And that's pretty sad. But they don't really care. It's all about the money. The money they got in certain things, and it's easier for them to, you know, draw a fire line and keep it within a certain area, get that land from you people. But they've been scamming from everybody anyway. I mean, we're not in debt for trillions of dollars. They've been laundering trillions of dollars actually per month. So, just saying, they're laundering it out of the country, and it's all about money. They don't give a shit about the people. And this has been out of control for way too long before our current president. But with the wall going up and stuff, I mean, the constriction on our lives are going to get even tighter. They're after every red cent. They listen to you on your phones, your cameras, and all this stuff. They're judging you in a judgmental system, social credit judgment system like China's. But we've had ours a lot longer, and they've been doing it for a lot longer. That's how come you get high rates on certain things when you don't deserve it, you know, and stuff, and totally judged, and monkey wrenches in your life flow, because they are always stealing your time, sending you down a rabbit hole, trying to have you jump through hoops, contracting, and, you know, profit for punishment, you know, fees and fines and tickets and this, that, and the other. I mean, where's all this money going? Well, they're laundering it out. These rich people and all this shit. And recently, somebody's got some video of the Red Cross having buku big-ass boxes and boxes and boxes, a couple rooms full of $100 bills in brand new packaging. That was going around Facebook. I can't remember the name of the video, but somebody just recently got that on video, and the Red Cross and Red Crescent, Red Diamond, Red whatever groups around the world, they are also weapons reviewers for wars, whatever that means. Why in the fuck would Red Cross be weapons reviewers on weapons used in wars? All kinds of stuff. They're just always up to stuff, and the American people are just sitting back thinking they're free and brave and under God and all this stuff, but they're being passive to these criminals running amok, and it's all been deception. I can't even begin to tell you, but yeah, they have plans for your land and stuff. They're going to take your shit, and you need to stop them. I know a lot of these names I recognize have been on the news for being burnt out. And, you know, just like the false flag events, they do drills like within days or so before, you know, the false flag event or whatever, wherever, you know. Anyway, I'll just leave the links. You know, you truthers are way better at doing this stuff than I am. I'm just giving you some seeds to work with, and the truth is in plain sight. They are in documents and stuff found online, and there's ways to go about searching them. They're not that hard to find. They're future plans. You can search by, you know, doc and then .gov or just put in those 3-letter or 4-letter alphabet deals they use in your search, and a few other words like assets. Stuff dealing with money, you know, follow the money. So anyway, I'll just leave all these links, and you can go through them, and, you know, you might look at it as, oh, this is nothing, this is what they normally do, and all this crap, and no, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not. These are all pre-planned places. They have it all planned out for California and other places too, the Keys to friggin' the whole United States, okay? So, it's planned out everywhere, different ways to do it and all that. I'll leave all the links, and then you can go from there, and you can also search even more documents, because there's thousands of them.